guys, and welcome back to the Hot Tea channel where we spill tea left, right, and everywhere in between. In today's video, we are talking about some fresh news and info on the possible Ace Fam Fest scam, as well as some news on Hailey Bieber and of course, Trisha Paytas. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new uploads. Plenty to get into today, so no time to waste, and let's spill some tea. The Ace Fam possible Scam Fest event continues to unfold, and it really just stays getting better and better, you guys. The last that we covered on this, we talked about the Ace family's last YouTube upload where they talked about the apparent sold out tickets and that they were trying to see how they could expand the event and include the sale of individual tickets for all of you wanting to go alone.
The venue has the capability of holding a lot more people.
They say that they are actually going to try and expand the event because there have apparently been so many people that are disappointed that they were unable to get tickets. Well, more has come out, and Ethan and the H3 crew talked a little about this in a recent podcast. Apparently, the event is not actually being held in Palmdale like the Ace family had said, but rather in Lancaster. What's more, it seems that the event might be being held at the same time, same date, same location as another event called the Antelope Valley Summer of Soul Festival. H3's opinion is that the Ace Fest could only be moving forward if the Ace family aren't actually spending any money.
Dude, these people, they are like high-level criminal fraudsters. I would never dream that this was actually what was happening. So yeah, they're going to just pocket a few $100,000, so of course it's worth it for them.
Yeah.
The Antelope Valley Summer of Soul Festival tickets are only $15, and the theory goes that the Ace Scamily is basically just selling tickets to the same event, but having a booth where they will be holding a meet and greet. One of the other H3 members called the venue with some questions, and apparently they are annoyed at this point with the influx of calls that they've been getting on the situation.
I said, hey, I'm just looking to get some information about an event in July, and they said, Ace Fest, we're inundated with calls every day about this.
Oh.
Like, they were super irritated about it.
I think
There is also some recent evidence, if we can even call it that Matt Catster, the OG who started unraveling this whole situation, posted. He also called the venue with some questions, but he was pretty much the first person to call and inquire about all of this. Matt Catster reached out to the venue with some concerns on whether or not the Ace Fest was even happening, as he had purchased tickets, but the event was yet to be added to the venue's calendar. And he was worried as the deadline for cancellation or ticket refund is approaching.
Basically, she confirmed to me that there are some YouTubers booking a carnival for that date for July 9th. They are in the carnival lot, so apparently they have a carnival lot. But listen to this.
So it maybe isn't all untrue, right?
I got scared because I'm like, oh my god, is this a scam? You do show that something is being booked.
The assistant eventually confirms that there is in fact an event booked with some YouTubers, but also in the same area, I guess, as this art festival.
And I know that this art festival is just going to go into that with them.
Okay, so they're like sharing the space?
Yeah.
Sus as fuck, right? Ethan also expressed during his podcast episode that he thinks that it might be possible that the Ace family are just getting a booth at this pre-existing event, similar to being vendors, but charging like 10 times plus the price of the actual tickets for the festival. More information will likely come to light as the event is still a ways away, and there is plenty of time for the Ace family to figure out how to respond to these allegations. You know we're going to keep an eye out for you on this, so if you did get tickets, don't worry just yet, maybe? One infuriating family channel to another developing annoying family channel, Trisha uploaded to her main channel this week with a catch-up / Disney haul from her recent trip to Disneyland. Trisha gave us a new upload to her main channel this week titled $300 Mickey Ears Ex-Coach Plus Baby Clothes. And she immediately jumps in saying that she hasn't done a video like this in so long and really misses it. I mean, it wasn't really that long. The upload prior to this was 4 days ago. And before that, about 3 weeks. Same as the live streams.
I really miss doing live with you guys. Sorry, snot bubble.
Trisha goes on and on about how well her ASMR channel is doing and mentions that the views are great, but follows that up quickly by saying that she doesn't even care about the views. And I think we all know that that is not true. I distinctly remember her harping on the views that the Frenemies podcast did or didn't get back in the day. She says that her main channel is where she wants to post stuff that she enjoys, and her ASMR channel is where she'll be helping people. Okay, sound off in the comments, honestly, if Trisha's ASMR channel is helping you. No shame, no shade, I'm just really curious. I have a slight fascination with ASMR, not because I personally like ASMR, but because I find it interesting, the people that do, and I want to learn more about what makes it so enjoyable. Like, I kind of get it. Those fridge restock videos on TikTok are like literally everything. So I think that might be a version of something brinking on ASMR. I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Trisha went to Disneyland this week for a little staycation and also attended some Cleveland sports events with her dad and Moses. Moses has actually been vlogging for their family channel quite a bit apparently, but there isn't too much uploaded over there as of right now. Trisha says that Moses is apparently really good at vlogging, and those videos give a little insight into what he does on the daily basis, and his life actually does not revolve around her. Since getting pregnant, Trisha has apparently swollen up a little bit and has had to remove her wedding ring. She attributes this to her choice in snack food.
To wear, but my fingers are just so sausages right now. I know it's because I eat too many chips. It's like probably the really bad pregnancy thing that I do. Like,
swollen as her fingers might be, it's certainly not stopping her from jamming her hands into her wallet to dish out $300 for some Coach Mickey Mouse ears.
Gorgeous, phenomenal. Like, they let me inspect them, so like the threading was like absolutely perfect. Like, it was so cute. Look at these, like, classic. They're just like classic Disney ears.
Money really doesn't seem to be a problem right now for her, as she actually says that they are looking for a second house, basically just to do a quote certain type of content in. I mean, if that's not like the bougiest thing. And to be honest, no shade coming from me on that. We support sex workers, but also if you're going to continue in that line of work and you can afford to get a house just for that, I say go off, and a lot of other working mothers would probably jump at any opportunity to do the same thing.
Obviously, this is like a baby's house, and it's gonna be like baby central, and it's like really safe and everything like that. But
Trisha insists that getting pregnant and becoming a parent, you just don't care as much about your own stuff, and that she really doesn't care as much about her birthday this year, even though she just got back from a staycation on Disneyland and spent the average monthly used car payment on a pair of Mickey Mouse ears for herself for her birthday, which is still over a week away.
For our daughter.
She just runs through the rest of the Disney haul, showing off the things that they bought for their daughter, and she mentions that she keeps almost saying her name, but she isn't giving that away yet. Trisha is currently 19 weeks pregnant, so she's in her second trimester and debatably in the easiest part of the pregnancy. My annoyed tone and possible slight dislike for her aside, again, we do wish her the best during the pregnancy and all of that. And on to some other news and a topic that we actually haven't discussed, maybe ever, and that's Mrs. Hailey Bieber. Now, this might be a little through my own personal ignorance when it came to Hailey, but I noticed a TikTok of hers recently where she's basically begging to be left alone.
Leave me alone at this point. I'm minding my business. I don't do anything. I don't say anything. Leave me alone, please. Enough time has gone by where it's valid to leave me alone. I beg of you, truly. That's my only request.
And I kind of thought nothing of it. I presumed that it might have just been because fans were angry about Justin and Selena breaking up or whatever. As when you have those pretty boy pop stars, you do get some fans that are a little bit on the possessive side. Cut to me when Justin and Britney broke up or got together. I can't remember which one upset me more when I was young. But anyway, honestly, Hailey was kind of never on my radar before that. But this week, she shared a YouTube video with us titled Telling My Story, where she gives us a little insight into her personal world involving some health concerns.
I had like a very scary incident on March 10th. Basically, I was sitting at breakfast with my husband, and all of a sudden I felt this really weird sensation that kind of like traveled down my arm from my shoulder all the way down to my fingertips, and it made my fingertips feel really numb and weird.
Hailey was unable to speak, and when Justin asked multiple times if she was okay, she couldn't respond.
So obviously immediately I thought I was having a stroke, like a full-blown stroke.
Thankfully, at the place they were at, there was a medic on site and she was immediately checked. They went home and waited for an ambulance. During that time, her speech got a little bit better and she was able to walk fine throughout all of this. And she said it was just really, really scary, and it sounds like it was.
Wasn't having any issues with my face or my arm. They did like the stroke checklist in the emergency room and I scored a 0. I wasn't having any symptoms anymore.
After the checks and everything kind of calmed down, they figured out that she actually had suffered from what was not a stroke and was something called a TIA, which is like a small blood clot to the brain. TIA stands for transient ischemic attack and is oftentimes called a mini stroke. Super, super, super scary. The doctors came up with some reasons why she might have possibly suffered the blood clot, and one of those reasons was due to her recently getting on birth control. And as she suffered migraines in the past, this was something that she was at risk for. She clarified that she should have never gone on that birth control because of those migraines, but she did not disclose the migraines to her doctors, subsequently moving forward with that prescription. The doctor said that another possible reason for the clot was that Hailey had recently had COVID.
And then the third thing was that I had recently gone on a really long flight. I had flown to Paris and back in a very short amount of time, and I slept through the whole flight both ways, didn't get up and move around, never thought about wearing compression socks. It was a perfect storm that led to me having a small blood clot.
The hospital kept her overnight and ran all sorts of tests to see if she had any autoimmune diseases or possibly clot issues, and they also ran a test to check if she had something called a PFO. PFO, just quickly, stands for patent foramen ovale, which is pretty much when the valve in your heart between the two upper chambers of your heart, and they wanted to check and make sure that that was able to close on its own, as sometimes hearts might not be able to do that. They sent Hailey down to UCLA to continue this testing and conduct a much more accurate test to see if a PFO was happening.
So I did this test and they actually found that I had a grade 5 PFO, which is the highest grade that you can have. So mine was fairly large.
The doctors wanted to move forward with a procedure to basically close this hole in her heart.
It went very smoothly. I'm recovering really well, really fast. I feel great.
Hailey feels relieved that they figured out the situation and they were able to get the hole closed and she can now move on. Since the surgery, she has been on a blood thinner and an aspirin every single day, and she said that that was kind of sending her out of it and increasing her anxiety. But after discussion with her doctor and figuring out the dosage, it's all good now. Glad to hear you on the mend, Hailey, and hopefully you stay nice and healthy in the future. But that is going to be it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new uploads, as we do post new videos every single day. And for now, let's see some eye bleach.